Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. I'm laughing because I can hear all these geese outside and I want to run out there and see them pass over. But it's dark outside, so I don't think I'd see them anyways. All right. Thank you for coming to the channel and checking out your tea leaf reading. Let's see what these leaves have to say. This is a bonus reading for Capricorn tonight. So your regular readings come out on, let me think, I think Tuesdays. And here we go again. I don't want to give you the wrong information. So I'm going to pull up the picture. I have to write this down and put it in front of me. I know it's like super unprofessional, but what are we going to do? I'm a bit disorganized lately. Yes, Tuesdays, Sagittarius and Capricorn come out. So I was right. I knew. So this is our, this is a bonus reading, and our card is the Moon, and this is from the Hermetic deck. I've been using kind of other decks for the bonus readings. I really like the Hermetic deck a lot. And so we have this lunar energy, kind of in that valley of the night, where things seem a little more surreal. Anything is possible in the night. Good, bad, otherwise. Okay, so I want to look at this. We have a 2 and, I don't know, what would you say, a 6? 26? Could be 20. Or 29. Yeah, maybe 29. So we have 29, maybe 26. Seems important. Has a fancy 2. Okay, and so I'm looking at, we have a person who is sitting here. Okay, and I'm trying to see. It looks like they have a symbol of Taurus kind of in front of them, almost like they're, I feel like it's like you're thinking there's somebody who's a Taurus person in your life. Maybe they're in your life. I don't know. Maybe you know they're a Taurus, or maybe you don't. But they seem to be somebody you are contemplating. And by the foot, we have a dog. So I feel like there's almost a sense of being kind of guarded, okay? I almost feel like this is somebody who you perceive to be kind of like untrustworthy. Maybe. You just get the vibe, right? You don't know for sure. You have no evidence. But this person, for one reason or another, has kind of just made you think like, I don't know that this person is, you know, moving like they appear to be. Like, it seems like they have something kind of sneaky going on in the background. And now this might be that they are actually somebody who is, you know, willfully planning something, you know, sketchy. Or this might just be somebody who just is not fully, they don't trust themselves, right? They question what their decisions, so they're back and forth. They're just not good at, you know, finding the clear path. And for you, that is a big red flag. Okay, Capricorn does not like wish-washy. You know, you make a plan, they're flaky, they don't show up at the right time. or at all. You know, they're not somebody you can count on. They don't, you know, they don't do what they say, right? And this is the big thing for Capricorn, and I'm a Capricorn ascendant, so I feel like this like speaks to my soul really. But really, I feel like for Capricorn, the real like you know, getting down to the core of it is just say what you mean what you say. Just say it. Just be real. You know, I don't want to have to like suss out what is going on here. Okay, so I feel like this energy is just it is a lot. It's taxing, but I do see that you have the eye, right? Your eye is on this right here, and it's right beneath the seat. Okay, so you know, I feel like you should trust your feelings here. I feel like you probably are correct. This is a person, even if it's not like that they're, you know, like they're not doing anything nefarious necessarily, but they're going to be a headache ultimately. This is going to be too much work, too much like, you know, just thinking, are they going to show up this time? Are they really going to, you know, and this might be somebody that you work with, or like somebody you hire, or they do some kind of service with you. And I can relate to, it reminds me of like having babysitters and things like that. Are they going to show up? Is this going to ever like go, is it going to happen? You know, my schedule is set, but if you know, they cancel, then it's, you know, and that's the kind of energy that I feel, just this kind of like unknown, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay. Now beneath it, we have another seated person. Okay. And I feel like this is more of a meditative state here. Okay. So I feel like there really is a connection to, and it looks like we have kind of a table here. Okay, sitting right here. And above it, we have a bird, and then over here we have an hourglass. Okay, and I feel like there really is this sense of just kind of being tired of this other thing, or these other things. It's the tedium of it all. You know, the mental gymnastics that have been going on are tiring, aggravating. They are, you fully feel like you have been knocked off your balance, right? And so there is a sense of retreating away from pretty much everybody so that you can refocus yourself, okay? And there is a sense of a focus on time, Chronos, Saturn, your ruling planet, right? Getting into that power place, getting back on task, figuring it all out so that you feel comfortable moving forward. I know how things are going to go. I'm going to take the lead here, right? Where I can't rely on people, I'm just going to do it myself. And that can be a lot, but I think that's like such a Capricorn kind of attitude about things. And I think this is where you start to really feel in your power. Like you have some kind of minor control in all of the chaos, okay? Now, I want to look at... Okay, so we have a little house over here, and it looks like kind of a little fireplace, okay? So I imagine somewhere, it really is this feeling of incubation, going into your little nest, you know, turning off the lights, having a little fire, reading your book, quiet, drinking your tea or coffee or, you know, whatever you like, whatever your beverage is. And just kind of being away from all of it, you know, being in that quiet temple that you have built for yourself. And I think this is like the most restorative thing that you can do. I think that you're no stranger to kind of going and being in your own solitary little world, even if you have people around you. You know, my husband and I, we both work from home, and we have a young kid, so we're always together, really, aside from when we're working. And but we're both very solitary people as well. And even my daughter, she likes to do her things by herself. She will tell us too. She'll say, "No, I want to play by myself." And I'm like, "Cool, yeah, I like that you can tell us that." But you know, finding your own space within a shared home, important. Being able to convey to the people around you, "I need some time to myself," important. Okay, if you are a parent, or you know, somebody who takes care of other people, or you know, just somebody, you're in a relationship or a dynamic where you feel like it's hard for you to just say, "I want to do my own thing," without hurting somebody's feelings, I think it's really important to figure out how you can do that, because the nature of Capricorn is that you do need time. You need time to recharge your batteries. I mean, listen, everybody does. Some people are more comfortable with that than others. Capricorn, vary. Cancer, vary, right? Pisces, vary. Aquarius, yeah, to a big degree, I think. These are some signs that really like to be by themselves. And so I think it's important to make sure that you are able to do that, okay, without it being a big hassle. You know, setting those boundaries, setting the expectation that you will have times that are just for you. And like I was going to say, and if you're a busy parent, you know, or busy caretaker, you work a lot, you must find your little moments, you know, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes. Even if it's just going and taking a shower by yourself, shutting the door, making sure somebody else is taking care of the kids, or they're watching themselves, or whatever, whatever age they are, being with yourself for a minute, okay? You know, and I empathize, I understand what that's like, but you have to. And I know there's a lot of parent guilt, caretaker guilt, but you have to do it. You start to spiral if you don't. So find that cozy little home energy. Get out there and get it, or get in there and get it, I should say. Now we have a person who is in a kneeling posture. Okay, this is a devotional or prayer posture. In front of them, the square. Oops, and I just touched it. Let me put it, there we go. So we have the little square, we have the kind of flat altar, and this really is, I think, a sense of, the square for me is very much not unlike the Masonic thinking of being on the square. Okay, everything squared away. Everything within the work to a place of perfection and refinement. Okay, of course, this takes a lifetime, you know, especially if we're talking about a spiritual refinement. But being there with that work, okay, being focused on the work where you can. Being in a place of diligence, of faith, of devotion to, it doesn't have to be any one thing. It's whatever it is for you. If this is religious, spiritual, you know, therapeutic, wellness, alchemy, occult, sciences, whatever it is, you know, it doesn't matter. But I feel like this is a place that you also find great strength, okay? A thing I know about Capricorn too, really into research, okay? When you can spend some time looking into things that you find of interest, that is a place that really fortifies you, okay? And so finding a place where you can spend some time to learn some things. you know, if that's practical skill sets, or if it is, you know, theoretical, if it is historical or sciences, religious, symbology, whatever it is, just get in there, go on the wiki or whatever, and, you know, have a go at it. I promise you it does. It feels very rejuvenating in some ways. But don't get that time blindness. I do that. Next thing I know, it's, you know, 2 in the morning and I'm reading about, like, I don't know, what was the last thing I was reading about? I can't even remember now. I'm sure it's in my history, but you know, it's just something, we end up reading about things that are just, you know, I read a lot about bands and not just bands. I like to read about people's projects and their you know, the things that, like, when they split off and they do their own kind of solo projects and their philosophies, their muses. I love reading about people's muses and of course, their spiritual relationships and all these kinds of things. I've been really into this group called the Swans, or they're just called Swans, and that's what I've been reading about a little bit. So, anyways, yeah, I fully recommend going down some rabbit holes. Now we have. We have a bird over here in flight. We have a fish right here. So we have some good abundance. We have some movement of energy. We have a little shoe right here. So I feel like having practical means here and an abundance of, you know, whatever it is that you are working towards. But you know, I also, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, there's almost a sense of, I almost feel like there's a sense of just, I don't know, what am I'm like seeing fish jumping in a lake. It's kind of like it's daytime. The birds are flying overhead. And like almost sitting there, maybe fishing, maybe just out looking. And it maybe almost like wanting to go back to your childhood. And I almost feel like maybe did you like go on excursions with your grandfather or father, uncle, and it's something that you did not keep up as you got older. And you didn't necessarily like it that much at the time, but now it feels like something you almost want to return to. And I feel like, and this doesn't have to be exactly this. Maybe this isn't, you know, but I feel like in a more abstract, just going off of the flow of thought here, wanting to return to something that you used to do, but you haven't had maybe the time or the will to begin to approach that. And you know, the interesting thing is that I used to sell tennis shoes. Like like ones that people collected. And there's something about people who collect things almost all the time. I would say almost all the time, it is people who want the things they had when they were young or the things that they couldn't get when they were young. And I would see this a lot because the sneaker world really kind of aligned with like people who collect toys and comic books and and you know, a lot of sports memorabilia and this kind of thing. And I would see a lot of the, almost everybody I talked to, and I would talk to so many people over the years that I did it. It was, you know, a lot of years, and it was like one of my side hustles. As I've said before, I mostly just waited tables, but this is one of my side hustles. And there was just this feeling of wanting to get back to that thing. It was like trying to access something very nostalgic about a time when an object or an experience could be all enthralling, you know. And we don't have a lot of that anymore as adults. A lot of that magic goes away. And so there is this sense of wanting to own something that maybe gives you access to that. Now, I don't think that's exactly what this is, but this is the kind of feeling that comes up. Wanting to have access to this feeling more so than the actual thing. But I think that it's worth trying going and doing this. You know, I almost wonder, is it like camping, some kind of outdoor thing? Maybe it was hunting or fishing or going swimming at the lake, or I don't know why this comes into mind, and it's part of the symbols. But yeah, I think it maybe is worth a try, and maybe in this next year, you know, it might be something to put on your list of things to get done, right? Go on that fishing trip, you know, go on that trip to a cabin, go, you know, I don't know, whatever else families might do together. But yeah, that feels really potent, being in that memory. Thinking about that, it feels like something like you think about when you're sitting there by yourself, you know. So let's take a look at the Dreamers deck, 40 affirmations for pursuing your dreams from the I Know collection. I'm gonna flip through and stop where it feels right. We're going to flip it over, and it says, I know that life is only limited by my imagination. I am dreaming bigger. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't think this is a problem for Capricorns. I think you all are amazing at dreaming things up and meeting your goals, making your dreams come true on some level. I think the problem kind of is that when you get there, sometimes it's not what you want, you know, and I think I understand that one. Thankfully, the things that I never knew I wanted are the things that have made me the most happy. And I'm blessed that there have been a series of things that kind of fell into place. And I thought, ooh, I don't know if this is the right thing. But then I tried. I went out on a limb and I tried. And you know, they've been some of the best things. So, we'll see. We'll see. Capricorn, it is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. Thank you for watching this bonus video. I love spending time with you, and I appreciate that you allow me to do so. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really helps the channel a lot. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free. You know, it costs nothing to be part of this community here. You just hit the little subscribe button, and then you can hit that little bell if you want to. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I love hearing from each and every one of you. It means a lot to me. Okay, thank you, and we will talk again real soon.